There's an old expression that says, by their fruits ye shall know them. And sometimes I think we take that expression for granted and don't really think about it and don't even try to capture, if you please, the substance of what that means. But I'm gonna help y'all today. Yeah, I'm here to help. You know, what that means is that when you got individuals like this young man that I'm going to interview, who have been involved in programs and activities that bear positive fruits, then those fruits give you an impression of who he is. By their fruits ye shall know them. Then I'm gonna localize it a little bit and say, by his fruits ye shall know him.
Mm.
And the antecedent of those pronouns is none other than George Fadil Muhammad.
Mm. Thank
And
you.
I'm using that long introduction because he has been fruitful, particularly as it relates to his effort to make a difference in our community. So I just wanted to publicly acknowledge and express my appreciation to you, young man,
Mm.
for the fruits that you have borne in this community.
All praise due to God. Thank you. Thank you.
You're
I'm a
welcome.
reflection of you.
Yeah, well, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. I try to bear one or two nice apples myself. You know what I'm saying?
Sir.
But one of the fruits that's been borne by Mr. Muhammad and other organizations is the celebration of Juneteenth. And it's extremely important considering what's going on in the country as it relates to the snuffing out, attempts to snuffle out our history. So this might be the most important year
Right.
of Juneteenth. So we want to talk about Juneteenth. We want to elicit and solicit your participation. We want to educate and inform you as it relates to all of the phenomenal activities that are going on that are associated with Juneteenth. Then I repeat, we need your involvement. Now, what this constitutes, Brother Muhammad, is I just wound you up, which means you could just be like that rabbit. You could just run with it. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. George Muhammad, one of the original founders and coordinators for the last 31 years in Maconville, Mr. George Muhammad.
Oh, well. Praise be to God. Peace and blessings, everyone. And Mr. Habersham, I thank you for as long as I live. I forever thank you for your kindness, for your representation in this community, for us. And as my parents are no longer physically here, you always remind me with your love of all of that they gave to me. Not that I need to be reminded because they're living in me, but just to have you here is a true blessing from God. That you are here to connect me with them. And this Juneteenth uh, celebration and the Juneteenth commemoration, it started in Texas, and people in Texas know what Juneteenth is because June 19th of 1865 is when Galveston, Texas had the Union troops to come in and liberate their enslaved ancestors, the black people who were enslaved in Galveston and in Texas. And Texas is a tough state. They're catching a hard time today. They caught a hard time then, just like Georgia and Alabama and Mississippi. Texas is a tough state for black people. And when those Union troops arrived to free the enslaved black people of that area, it was a joyous day. And they began to celebrate what was known as Juneteenth. It was somewhere in the teens of June when they came. But that same scenario happened all throughout the South. This is one thing that people in their study of Juneteenth, and as we come to this national holiday, need to be clear about. This wasn't only in Texas. This was all through down the country. The Union Army was coming through, breaking up the stronghold of the Confederate troops and the Confederate soldiers with their representation of this slavery institution in the southern states. And in making it happen, the same type of thing on April 20th of 1865. And it just so happened that the surrender was actually delivered or given in Tatnall Square Park across from Mercer University. Of course, Mercer was not there then, and Tatnall was not known as a park at that time. It was just a space of land. But at that time, the surrender was given to General Wilson, who had invaded Macon. And they were trying to keep Macon from being destroyed like Atlanta and some other places. If we look at, we have to become now students of Civil War and of that period. That's very important to us to understand our heritage and history. Black people, we really need to pay attention to that and look into the details of it. So we found out 16 years into starting to celebrate Juneteenth. And the reason we started celebrating Juneteenth was simply the idea that it celebrated when your great-great-great-grandmother and granddad could stop being slaves. Just plain and simple. When we could stop being on the plantation, stop being owned and humiliated and destroyed and mishandled and have no kind of say-so over our bodies. The day that we could stop that, that's a day to celebrate. That's why we started doing it here in Macon. We had already started to celebrate Kwanzaa. And 16 years into the celebration, we started in 1993. We found out from Muriel Jackson, the archivist at Washington Library, that the park was where the surrender occurred, the very park where we had already chosen to have the Juneteenth Freedom Festival. And we had been having it. We started out having it because Black people could not freely go into Tatnall Park, experience all types of adversities going into that park. In the early days, we had Judge Thomas Jackson as one of our speakers. And he, along with William Randall Sr., experienced striving in 1962-63 to allow that park to have Black people come in there. It was in conjunction with the bus boycott of 1962, where we had the Black pastors, Pastor Ransomfer and E.B. Pascal and E.S. Evans and Van J. Malone, whom the community loved, stand up and get arrested and boycotted. The one serious, successful boycott that Black people had that broke the transit system and made them allow Black people to sit wherever they wanted to sit on the buses. And you had Ruth Mosley and other people supporting that effort. All of this was the freedom movement in Macon. And we wanted to honor that with the Juneteenth Freedom Festival. But then we found out it had more significance than we knew. And as we have gone through the years, we've strived to have entertainment. A lot, people really struggle to stay attentive to serious information, to really studying and really wanting to just know facts and edify themselves with knowledge. That we struggle with just having the discipline to do that. So we need entertainment, and it's good to have a good time because it's a heavy subject. It's a tough subject sometimes. We should not be sad. We ought to be happy because we come from some of the. I'm not a Black supremacist now. Don't think I am. But we come from a great people. Our ancestors were great. Our ancestors are the originators of the earth. And we should be happy when we reflect on how powerful they are and how beautiful they are and what they have endured. These are all things. You talking about Black culture in the Black pages this year. This is something we should be bathing in and clothing ourselves in the knowledge and celebration of culture. And our group is called Kwanzaa Cultural Access Center. We just a little group of people that started with the 7 principles of Kwanzaa, fostering cultural, educational, moral, spiritual, economic improvement of our community, using the 7 principles of Kwanzaa, which we need to remember: unity, self-determination, collective work and responsibility, cooperative economics, purpose, creativity, and faith. This is the root, and Jewish people use it, white people use it, Chinese people use it, Mexican people use it, and you see their success to the degree that they used in Guzo Saba the 7 principles of Kwanzaa that came from our brother Maulana Karinga. God used it. And we learned of Kwanzaa through Akbar Imhotep, started doing that in 1992 in December. But it's 365 days a year. And Brother Habersham, you have been preaching that. The Black Pages is one of the most powerful tools. Very few cities have somebody like you that has brought the community to. I want you to see who we have you can use in the Black community. These are Black businesses. Y'all help each other. Cooperative economics, circulate the dollar, work together, support each other. These are people who can do the work. These are people who can help us. We can do something for ourselves. We are productive. We built this nation. You have shown us, you have called us to that action all these years. And so as we come now to 2023, and it shouldn't have taken Donald Trump disrespecting us, want to go to Tulsa, want to go to the Black Wall Street on Juneteenth and have a rally. No, he got bad intention. It should take Biden saying, oh, we finally gonna make it a national holiday. These same presidents, and we got all these bills with these dead presidents on them. Stale old white leaders. That and I don't mean to be I don't mean to be abrasive. I'm just telling you straight now. Because you look at what we have to offer. We all struggling with this leadership. And it should not take them for them to say to us, you ought to celebrate Juneteenth or respect yourself or wake up. Juneteenth ought to be something that we do every day and every year. It should. That is one of our major holidays. I'm with the Cherry Blossom Festival. I think it's beautiful. It brings tourism. Can you tell me the pinkest party on earth is more important than when your great granddad and grandmama could be free? No. You know, and I mean, we can have the pink party. That's good. We'll bring somebody in here, but we got to be free. And so that's what this is about. And we got this year 9-10 days, really, working with the young people, working with Brandon Harris and Nadia Harris and Muse Dixon, and working with brother Marshall Talley, young leaders, working with all kinds of new young people to continue to build this unity and prepare for the future. We got 9-10 days, really, of events. So we want to invite people to participate, to volunteer, to help with our various events, to donate and contribute financially. You can be a sponsor, $500, $1,000. You can be a community partner, $100, or you can volunteer in our events. And you can call 478-718-8067, my number, or email me, gfadil@aol.com, about your interest. We got vending. We want vendors. We want art exhibitors. We want information. And then you can just participate. And brother, I know I've been talking a long time. Do you want me to run down the events, or I can take a breath and?
I told you I wound you up, man.
All right, then let's go with the events.
Let's
start the week. We're gonna start the week off. And we really are gonna have at Pleasant Hill. Pleasant Hill is a historic Black neighborhood. And at 6 o'clock on the 9th, Friday, they're gonna have a meet and greet at L.H. Williams School from 6 to 8. People coming into town. There's also going to be a special event. They're Making Black Culture. You can go to their website as well. They're doing Juneteenth events. MakingBlackCulture.com. They're really coordinating, taking the lead on the parade, which is at the very end, and we're working together on that. But on the 9th, that's those are activities. Then on the 10th is the Pleasant Hill Neighborhood Reunion, 17th annual. We're going to have a 5K run walk and also a bike tour. So you can participate. We need volunteers for the 5K. And we want to invite you to run or walk. And also you can ride your bike at 9:30. We're going to do a bike tour, historic bike tour, talking about the history of Pleasant Hill and looking and just enjoying riding on our bikes through the neighborhood, bringing value and respect back to Pleasant Hill. We're going to have from noon to 6, the Pleasant Hill Reunion in Mattie Hubbard Jones Park with entertainment, with special speakers, with information, and we're just coming together and fellowshipping. On Sunday, the 11th, we're going to have 2 special events: Family Genealogy Workshop at the St. Mary Catherine Drexel Center. That's St. Peter Claver Church property. And Muriel Jackson is going to be leading that, teaching us how to research our family heritage and to begin the journey of getting to know your family genealogy. And then at 5, we're going to have a percussion masters workshop with Bill Summers, who's a legendary percussionist that was with Herbie Hancock in his early years in the 70s. He's coming from New Orleans, Louisiana, along with Miguel Castro, our local percussion master. And this is an opportunity for hands-on interaction in the percussion realm, just enjoying drumming, enjoying learning from a master, learning something about making drums, as well as tuning drums. That's going to be at the Tubman Museum at 5 p.m., collaborating with the Tubman African American Museum. From Monday through Thursday, we're going to have Black History tours every day at 6:30 from the terminal station, and those are free. We appreciate your donations, but it's going to be Black History, making Black History tours. We're going to have on Thursday, we're going to have, on Tuesday and Thursday, we're going to have the Juneteenth Africa Spelling Bee. Tuesday will be at Frank Johnson Recreation Center at 6 o'clock. And then the location to be announced for the Thursday finale of the Spelling Bee. And you can also reach out to me to get more information. We're going to get the information to you about how to apply and be a part of that Spelling Bee. Children want to be a part of it. We're going to have the Real Talk Hip Hop Summit that is going to be on Friday the 16th at the Douglas Theater all day, beginning from 10 to noon, panel discussion in the afternoon, and then a live concert at 7 p.m. A live concert at the Douglas Theater of Hip Hop and Real Talk Hip Hop. And I'm forgetting this sister's name. You have to forgive me, so I don't even go into that realm. But you'll soon see flyers. She's an awesome artist. And then we're going to have the Juneteenth Freedom Festival on Saturday and Sunday in Tatnall Square Park from 9 a.m. beginning with Zumba classes on Saturday and Sunday. We're going to have a Zumba session. We're going to have pickleball on Sunday in the afternoon, fathers and family pickleball clinic. Okay, and then we're going to have events and entertainment on both days, local artists, exhibits, presenters, Black Union soldiers, vendors, all types of wonderful events at the Juneteenth Freedom Festival Saturday in Tatnall Square Park, collaborating with KISS, with the formerly Project KISS, with Mr. Habersham and all of our community. We're looking at having the Divine Nine, a step show on Saturday evening, a fashion show, lots of positive events, and great music. And then Sunday, we're focusing a tribute to father, and fathers and families, fathers and child look-alike contest. My Dad is Best essay contest. We want to really highlight fatherhood and the beauty of fatherhood and the beauty of family, mother and father together. So this is the Juneteenth week, and then we are culminating on Monday with a parade. The first annual Juneteenth parade downtown Macon starts at the terminal station. And we definitely want to encourage people to go to blackmaconculture.com, sign up and be in that parade and show your unity in the parade. It's going to be a beautiful occasion, and we're putting it together quick, but it's coming together beautifully. Thank God. And that group is that event is going to be at 11 a.m. on Monday, June the 19th. We're going to have a press conference at 10 a.m. Basically to just call us all to really to call us to action, a call to action and a call to focus and a call to consciousness of National Juneteenth Day, where we all as one nation under a groove are rising in freedom to our greatness.
We can't hear you, Mr. Havisham. You're muted.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I really like that one nation under a roof thing, George. I understand the reference. Okay, I'm old enough to see and hear where you're coming from as it relates to that. So it's so important, and you've enumerated quite a few activities. What I'm going to do is I'm going to, I just added a calendar to Making Black Pages website where the community can go to that daily calendar and ascertain all of the things that are going on. So I'm going to put those events on the daily calendar, so they can go to the date. They can go to June 19th or 18th and see that you're going to have the Tatton Square event, and then the next day, Tatton Square, and then the next day, the parade. So that will help to give exposure and access to all of the events. I got an intern working now. I'm going to give him that assignment.
Thank you.
Go ahead and do it. So you can go to makingblackpages.com, look around, and you'll see a tab that says Daily Calendar. And then you'll be able to click on it, and every day you'll be able to find out what's going on as it relates to Juneteenth. Starting on the 9th, right, George?
Yes, sir.
Start on the 9th and go through really. Now, what is the Monday? What day is the parade?
June 19th.
Okay. So start from the 9th through the 19th, including the parade. So we will be sure to do that. Why don't you enumerate again, George, what the community can do, organizations, individuals, churches, nonprofits, etc. What can we as a community do to uphold and support what you're doing?
First of all, I would say attend. Come out to these events. Once you hear about the schedule, come out and support them and draw from them the value of what they have to offer. These events, we are not just doing things to just do them or for you to just be excited, or we really are not even asking for the most part for money. We are just trying to give. Most of it is value. And so participate and get something out of it for yourself and for your family. Attend the events, but also we need volunteers, particularly for the 5K run walk, and we need volunteers, and that's on June the 10th, Saturday morning, early in the morning now, 7:30. We need volunteers to help with the 5K run walk, facilitating that in Pleasant Hills. First time we've ever done it. Then you can also get a lot of value out of that bike tour, riding on the bike tour and just experiencing that. It's a lot to learn, and just the camaraderie of the bikers. You can also get a lot out of coming to the Pleasant Hill reunion itself and just being in the mix, adding value to the neighborhood. The neighborhood's been very challenging. People, they say, well, hey, I'm scared of Pleasant Hill. There's a lot of bad stuff going on. When we go there and we bring the positivity of our spirit and our consciousness, bad things will go away. We bring good, and we have to keep infusing good back into a very historic and valuable, even Pursley Street. When you ride up Pursley Street, do you know that that's named, and I know we learned it this year, for a Black man who was the first licensed Black architect in Georgia, Louis Pursley, and he's buried in Linwood Cemetery. We have so many beautiful, how many neighborhoods around Macon do you see that kind of richness? to the very fabric of the neighborhood. When you ride down Pursley Street, you might not think much of it, and you're riding past Jefferson Long Park now, so we got to keep putting value back into Pleasant Hill and all our neighborhoods, Unionville, Fort Hill, all the neighborhoods around, all the Bloomfield, all the beautiful parts of our community that where we live, we got to put value back into it. But also you can donate as a sponsor. 500 is the base level of sponsorship, and it goes up 1,000 and up. That puts you on our banners. That puts you on T-shirts. Then you can be a community partner, and we will recognize you at $100 at the festival and list your name for everybody to see you are a partner in this effort. We also would ask that to participate in the parade. You can put a car in the parade. You can decorate your car, decorate your vehicle, and be in the parade. You can walk in the parade with a banner. Be a part of Juneteenth, celebrating Black unity. And really, we want people of our background to understand and to share in the freedom celebration and the freedom commemoration, our freedom. The only people who were brought to this nation as chattel slaves, our freedom is the root freedom for all people. And of course, you have these original people these people who came and took the land from the native people and then called it theirs and created a great nation and whatnot. And we talk about that. But even in the Revolutionary War, we need to remember we were in that war. We had Prince Hall and many other great, and Crispus Attucks and other great soldiers in the Revolutionary War. We have been here. There's so much for us to be thankful for. And this is education that a lot of times we don't get in our public school. And like you said, Mr. Havisham, at the beginning, with this critical race theory, madness, and all the woke hate and all the stuff going on, it is more crucial now than ever for us to educate our children in school, out of school, in the church, at home, everywhere. We have to teach our children their history and their knowledge. This is something, and Juneteenth, Kwanzaa, Black History Month, that's another reason we started Juneteenth and Kwanzaa, because we're not just dealing with February, we're dealing with all year round. So these are ways you can get involved. Volunteer, contribute money, and attend and participate with your person.
Well, thank you so much. And I hasten to say that Juneteenth is a part of Macon 200, the bicentennial celebration.
And so we're
partnering with Juneteenth because it's a significant part of our 200-year history. This is a call to action. I'm your host, Alex Havisham, having interviewed Mr. George Fadil Muhammad, who's the organizer and coordinator, along with other people and institutions, of Juneteenth. Call to action here. I'm your host, Alex Havisham. Have a great day.
www.makingblackpages.com